You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
It is Wednesday, hump day, in the middle of the week. It is January 24th. I'm your host, Kimberly Perot. Joining me in the studio is the dynamic and incredible Kevin Shields. And boy, do we have a show for you. Today is the International Day of Learning, or Education rather, and we want to dedicate today to those who are forever lifelong students, plus those who educate us. We've got some interesting conversations at the Eagle Valley Library District, and then plaque psoriasis. What is it? All of that and much more. Hour one of Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us today. A lot going on in the show. You're going to learn a lot. National Education Day, there's a lot to learn as we talk about plaque psoriasis. We're going to talk to some movie stars on a Stars premiere called Hightown. So all that coming up. But first, let's take a look at that local weather. Today, getting up 22 degrees. A high today of 38. Going to be very warm out there today with a little precipitation possibly coming our way in the form of wintry mix when those temperatures are that high. We're going to see kind of a little bit of rain, a little bit of snow, but just enough to aggravate those roadways. So just be careful out there, and if you have to be somewhere, start out just a little bit early. Looking at Vail by the hour, coming up 36 degrees at noon. Those warmer temperatures later on in the afternoon around 4 p.m. The I-70 corridor fairly clear, 52 degrees in Denver, 35 in Vail, 35 in Avon, and 38 over in Eagle, but just be cautious as some of that precipitation starts to fall. Yesterday afternoon, we saw a few snow flurries coming in and out, nothing really measurable, but that could change today. Tonight, 16 degrees, 20% chance of snow, and then we've got winds out of the east, 5 to 10 miles an hour. So those storms still hanging out east. They're seeing some rain in California and Nevada, but trying to come this way. So see what happens later on in the week. Looking at the weekly forecast, those clouds are rolling in tomorrow, so we're going to see maybe a little more snow, but Friday is kind of the big day. Anticipating some snowfall then, 70% chance of precipitation. Saturday, Sunday, temperatures are going to start to warm up. 34 on Saturday, 42 on Sunday, and then back up in the 40s on Monday. So trying to get some more snowfall to start that weekend so everybody can get out and enjoy some of that wonderful skiing. As I said, nothing really reported yesterday in snowfall for Beaver Creek. 134 inches is that season total, 43-inch base depth. So starting to get some good base out there on the mountains. 25 lifts are open in Beaver Creek, 157 trails, and we're at 70% of the terrain in Beaver Creek off and running. Over in Vail, kind of the same thing. Nothing reported in the last 48 hours, 164-inch total for the season, 60-inch base. And then they've got 30 lifts turning, 274 trails open. That's 98% of that terrain that's open. And Kim and I are planning that 100% party when we get there.
I cannot wait for the 100% party.
I know.
We've got
a lot of party hats, horns. It's going to be a celebration not to be missed.
We have committed to the 100% party, and we don't know if it's been approved by our higher ups here.
Figure this one out.
But it's going to be a good one. Happy Wednesday, Kevin.
Happy Wednesday. Happy National Education Day.
It's true.
We're going to learn something.
We are going to learn something, and I'm so excited because I'll be learning from you, and you are a lifelong student.
Lifelong student, always a student, looking at everything.
There's lots of interesting things about Kevin, and we will reveal that later on in the show. But in this first hour, we've got Elephant Learning, Eagle Valley Library District. It's going to be a good one.
It is.
And then you get to learn about movies, which is also very fun. Movies and TV shows. And
big Stars premiere, Hightown. Can't wait to talk about that. it's action-packed, gripping, and it's one of those when you start watching it, it's a binge watching. You just got to go on and keep watching.
You know, I love the idea of streaming services now because you can just watch all of it at once, but then you kind of are left like, well, what's next?
Right.
Yeah. So
you pack it all in 2 days.
And then you're sad because your favorite characters are gone and they're off the screen.
Yeah.
But we've got a lot in store on this Wednesday morning. So let's get started. Go grab that cup of coffee, that hot tea, whatever it is that you drink to get your day started. And we will be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you on 92"? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on mountain perspectives and our new Spanish programming block coming this fall. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website at tv8vail.com.
For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough at the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater. We'll see you next time. Hi friends, welcome to a little behind the scenes. I'm Avisha Scarborough, and I'm so excited to be part of the team at TV8 in Vail. I love the outdoor lifestyle here, I love the arts and culture, and I love being part of this community. My show is called Vail Vibes with Avisha, where I tell you about all the amazing activities going on here in Vail and surrounding areas all year round.
Good morning, Vail.
It is the International Day of Education. And what does that mean, you might ask? Well, Eagle Valley Library District has lots of ways to educate yourself and to support educators. We took a tour over there and looked at their 3D printer and what they have to offer. Let's take a look.
So much fun. A lot of people are curious, like, why would a library have a 3D printer? Well, in the 21st century, information is not just found in books, it's also through that experiential learning that will help you get that edge and be competitive in the world. So we wanted to make sure that we could provide some experience and some access to some of these cool things, like the 3D printer. So what it does, it takes plastic. This is called filament. It's PLA filament. And it goes all the way down to this nozzle. This is not on, by the way. Otherwise, I wouldn't touch it. And then the nozzle heats up to about 212 degrees. And it melts the plastic, and then whatever you have designed, whether that is an action figure or maybe it is a 3D rendering of a model, or you're working on some schematics, or you're doing some prototypes, some designing, it will print that out on this plate right here. And we have all different type of filaments that you can experiment, and one of them is actually copper. So whatever you would make would be conductive. So there's all sorts of, like, it is for your imagination to take this wherever direction you want to go and experiment, play, but also if you are into design or engineering, you can create all sorts of things, and maybe you have like a really cool prototype that you want to print out, a little mini one or a bigger one, and kind of test it out.
Which this is so cool, and it looks like someone did an octopus right there last, which I really love because I'm sure that was so cool, and this is such a good color to do.
It's a very bright octopus.
Very bright octopus. I love that, but this is such a great way for kids to maybe explore getting into something like the STEM project that you guys do, which this is such an intriguing way to just get them kind of thinking about the possibilities.
The possibilities, the future, and just kind of exploring that, and it's tactile, and you're on the computer, you're designing, you're printing, and then you have it. You have this 3D object that you created, that you made, and there's a lot of pride that goes into this when the kids walk away with it. And it's not just for kids, so teens, adults can come in here and experiment, and just have access to 3D printing.
Which I'm gonna totally nerd out. I took engineering in high school, and we had to make cubes that were solid all the way through, but they were like 6-unit cubes. And so then you had to be able to pull them apart and put them back together, but the putting them back together was so challenging that mine was so difficult, not even our teacher could get it back together, and we had to 3D print it. It was so cool.
Nice. Oh, that's amazing. See, again, exploring science, math, engineering, and creating something that you can physically manipulate and touch. So I think that's a fantastic story. I wish I had that in high school. I did not. And this is kind of what it looks like when it's dried out and it's been heated. So obviously it's not as thick. It's pretty stringy. And we also have a 3D pen available down in gypsum. And so that's where you can just like kind of like write your name, and you'll end up having like this string of plastic that has your name on it, or whatever else you feel like drawing with filament.
Which is so cool, and this is such a great way to just experiment and play around, like you said. And so we're here in Avon with the little guy, but then you've got this big, huge new one.
A new one in Eagle. So Eagle is home to our Spark Studio. So it is a Spark Studio for anyone to create, imagine, experiment, and just kind of play. And again, have access to these machines so that you can build skill sets that will make you competitive in the 21st century. So in this new Spark Studio, we have this ginormous 3D printer, and it actually is dual extraction, which means that it can do 2 different filaments at a time, and it's fully encased, which is good to keep everyone safe. And then we also we got a big Mac computer in there. We got 2 PCs in there. We updated it, so we have electric instruments now. We have a laser cutter in there. We have an embroidery machine, and then we also have like Cricuts. What else do we have in there? We have so much in there. And then on our computers, of course, we got InDesign, Photoshop. We've got some stop motion software, as well as some video software as well.
You guys are just giving kids the possibilities to learn and explore any kind of field of work that they may want to go into, because the stop motion is such a unique kind of film form. And then of course you've got all of these great resources, and we were just exploring the Library of Wonder over there, and you guys have like GoPros and camping stuff, and you guys you do it so that people don't understand the incredible resources that are here at the library, but that you can keep everyone entertained.
Everyone engaged, exploring, lifelong learning is our goal. So we have, access to 3D printers. So if you want to explore that, if that's something that you want to get into in the future, or you have prototypes, you're an adult and you have a prototype, you think you have a new prosthetic that you want to print out, that's a possibility at the library. And then we have our library of things. So we have some, you can't check out the 3D printer, sorry, but we do have some things that are related to that you can check out and you can explore at home. So we're trying to, again, engage our community and all, hopefully, their interests and provide that access to them.
Now, Tegan, if people want to get a library card, which is the easiest thing in the world, and it just comes with a possibility of wonder and resources, how can they do that?
Just come on into the libraries, Avon, Eagle, or Gypsum with a photo ID. Again, Ski Pass, Rec Pass, whatever you got that has your picture on it. Whether you're a visitor, resident, or you're just here working the season, you can come in, get a library card, and hopefully check out whatever you need.
The Library of Wonder here at the Eagle Valley Library District, because you guys just keep the possibilities coming.
Oh, well, thank you. We appreciate that, and we're always open to suggestions, too. So we want to keep our community engaged and learning.
Tegan, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us and show us this really cool 3D printer.
Yeah, next time we'll get it actually functional, so we can see what it does.
I want the octopus.
All right, we'll print you out an octopus.
Perfect. Make sure that you come to the Eagle Valley Library District, whether it's here in Avon, Gypsum, or Eagle. You can come and explore all of the great resources and all of the fun that they have here. When you think library, you need to think the coolest place on earth here in Eagle County. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Each week on The Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts, and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss The Tech Show. Check your local listings. Thank you for watching Good Morning Vail. Have an amazing day. Get on out there, soak up that sunshine. We'll see you tomorrow right here for more Good Morning Vail. Bye, everyone. Hi, I'm Gretchen Bleshaw. You might recognize me from the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. Maybe you hear my voice on the radio from time to time or see me out at a concert or two. I love concerts. If you see me out, the long mermaid hair, I'm almost 6 foot tall. It's hard to miss. Come and say hi, give me a high five, and make sure to watch me right here on TV8.
My name is Tyler Alvarez. I work here at Sweet Basil in Vail. I'm a bartender here. I originally came to Vail to snowboard. I slept on my sister and my cousin's couch for what was supposed to be a week, turned into 2 months, and then I found my own spot, and then kind of made friends and worked different places in the valley and kind of just fell in love with it more and more every single day, and ended up finding my way to Sweet Basil through some friends who worked here and all the great things that I heard about it. And yeah, I've been here for 4 years now. It's hard to wake up in Vail and be upset when you look outside. It's just beautiful. My favorite part about working at Sweet Basil is definitely that I could be proud about everything that we're putting out, whether it's food, drinks. We also get to be really creative here. The bartenders, the whole team here, we workshop our menus every season, so we'll start with a spirit or an ingredient, and then we get to be really creative and make a whole project of it. And then when we get the final product, it's a drink that we're all really proud of for the whole menu, and that's super fun, just being able to be creative and work with new things. And the most fun cocktails to make, though, are definitely the ones that we get to create from scratch. When people take a sip and say, oh my God, this is delicious, or they just love it. And that's probably the most fun for me, the creativity behind it and making unique cocktails. That, for me, that would be the most fun drink to make, just the one that you start from scratch and then people are excited about. I'm Tyler, I live and work in Vail. Come see me at Sweet Basil.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde con una repetición de 7:30 a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tv8vail.com y nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on
Good morning, Vail.
How are you? Okay. Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. We're going to talk a little bit today about plaque psoriasis. I know if you watch the TV, there's a lot of commercials that are coming on now talking about plaque psoriasis and ways of treating it. Well, I'm joined today with Dr. James Song, a dermatologist, to kind of talk to us a little bit. What is plaque psoriasis? How many people are affected? And what are some of the symptoms? Doctor?
Kevin, great to be here. So plaque psoriasis is essentially an autoimmune condition that leads to chronic inflammation in the skin. And that makes your skin cells grow much more rapidly. And we know psoriasis could affect areas like the scalp, the elbows, the knees, but even the nail folds and the skin folds could be affected as well. And symptoms, it can range from itching to burning or even soreness, especially when the skin starts to crack and bleed. And psoriasis could affect all age groups as well as all skin tones. And so if you're more lightly complected, psoriasis could look more pink to red and a little bit scaly. Whereas if you're more darkly complected, it could look more purplish gray or even hyperpigmented. And as I'm sure a lot of your listeners can appreciate, in the wintertime, your skin doesn't behave the way it normally should. And so it could flare partly because of the colder, drier temperatures, but also the lack of sun that's known to trigger psoriasis as well.
Yeah, that was one of my questions. With the symptoms, are people in more dry climates more heavily affected by the symptoms of plaque psoriasis?
I would say certainly in my personal experience, yeah, patients who live in drier climates tend to probably have a harder time dealing with their psoriasis, especially if you don't have as much sun in those regions, kind of like where I am from the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah. Well, with 7 million people that are affected by plaque psoriasis, it's no wonder we're seeing more and more advertising on TV for different treatments and things to do. If someone has these symptoms, doctor, is it best for them to go to their family doctor, or should they immediately go see a dermatologist such as yourself?
So I would say ideally, if you could get in to see a board-certified dermatologist, that's probably going to be the best option. Admittedly, though, sometimes it can be hard to see a specialist. And so I think seeing a primary care doctor first, just to maybe kind of get an initial assessment. But if it doesn't get better with what they're prescribing and if still have persistent symptoms, then yes, I highly recommend that you try to get in with a board-certified dermatologist.
Now, with plaque psoriasis coming to the forefront, what are some of the myths that we can debunk about plaque psoriasis? Is it contagious? I mean, different things. Help us out to understand that a little more.
Yeah, that's a great question. So there's a lot of misconceptions about psoriasis, you're right, but it's so much more than that. And that's really why Margie and I are here on behalf of Amgen, because we want to raise awareness about this misunderstood condition. But this is an autoimmune condition. So your immune system, it's overactive. You probably have the genetics for it. There's something in the environment that triggers it. And then you have this ongoing inflammation that makes your skin cells grow much more rapidly than it should. But this is not an infection. You cannot pass this on to somebody else by touching their skin. This is not a cancer. This is autoimmunity. Okay? And because of that, your skin often gets red, hot, itchy because of that.
Now, Margie, someone living with plaque psoriasis, how has it impacted your life?
Well, I've been living with this for 4 years now, and because I do a lot of cooking and baking, which is one of my greatest joys in life, I am using nitrile exam gloves so that I can continue doing what I love. And once the weather warms up in Wisconsin, I will be out in my garden, and I have to wear gardening gloves at all times, no matter how big or small the project out there would be. But I think what affects me worse than those two things is in meeting new people and having to or wanting to shake hands with them and how my hands feel in theirs, because I'm fully aware that they're very, very dry and that the scales are also, you can also feel the scales.
Is this something, Margie, that you've lived with all your life, or did the symptoms start up a little later?
They started later for me. I have only had this now for 4 years, so it was a big surprise.
And what type of treatments have you undergone to assist with this?
Well, I've gone to see the board-certified dermatologist, and you have to find the right thing that works for you. So you need to work with that doctor to find that. But I'm constantly on the search for moisturizers that have no fragrance and that are thick enough or creamy enough to at least sustain the dry skin for a while.
Yep. Now, Dr. Song, is this typical? Do you see your patients who have this onset later in life, or do you get patients that have had it all their life?
It certainly does span the whole age spectrum. I would say the two peaks, though, are between the ages of 20 to 30 and 50 to 60. So Margie's story is not atypical by any means.
Yeah. And what treatments have you seen? Obviously, Margie pointed out that for her, there's different things that work with each individual, I'm sure, with treatments. But what have you seen as some of the best solutions?
Yeah, so I would say most people are probably starting off with a topical therapy, so like a cream or an ointment, and they can help a little bit with the symptoms, and it's probably the easiest thing to do, but they get messy, they get greasy, it's hard to be consistent with, and the bottom line is they don't actually get to a root cause of the inflammation. So what I would encourage your listeners is that if they have psoriasis and their topicals are not adequately controlling their symptoms, reach out to their dermatologist and see maybe if an oral option might be better for them.
Dr. Song, where can people go to find out more information?
So www.somethingdifferent, all one word.com. You can find some additional information on psoriasis as well as other treatment options available.
Dr. Song, thank you so much for spending time with us today. And Margie, thank you for sharing your personal experience. We learned a lot today, and I'm sure anybody that's going through this autoimmune disorder will have more information to act on. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin.
We'll be back soon with more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tva.com y nuestra página de Facebook TVA Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Well, Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof, and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tv8vail.com, because there's always more for you on 92.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tv8vail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. There's a lot of different ways to learn out there, whether it's an online course or even an app. We've got Elephant Learning that has a math app. We're going to take a look and see what that's all about.
Now, welcome back to Good Morning Vail. I am honored to be joined here on the couch because this is a very, very important topic. And with the rise of the COVID pandemic and before, kids are falling behind in their education, specifically in math, because they don't understand why they need to use it. And joining me today is Dr. Aditya Nagrath, who is the founder of Elephant Learning. How are you?
Hi, great. Thank you for having me.
So I mentioned, with the COVID pandemic, it's really, I think, heightened and highlighted education, and specifically around mathematics. And you are such an impressive person. And so how did you decide to come up with Elephant Learning?
So we came up with Elephant Learning because we had done some research and we had found out that 4 out of 5 students start kindergarten unprepared for the kindergarten curriculum. And this happens completely along income lines. And the reason why is because the top 20% earners are able to send their children to preschool. And in preschool, they ensure that they meet the standard for counting to 10. But ultimately, that's what we learned, is that students were coming in and they didn't really understand counting to 10. And that was because that there's this gap between what the parent thinks counting to 10 is and what the standards say counting to 10 is.
And, starting at such a young age and not being comfortable with that, it creates anxiety. So talk to me about mathematic anxiety and how it is a very much real thing.
Like the stem of the mathematics anxiety is this idea of understanding that language of mathematics. So we focus on teaching the mathematics of language, the language of mathematics. And so like when you don't understand the teacher and you're trying to just get through and get to the next level, whatever that is, anxiety starts to form because it looks like everyone around you understands this and you're supposed to know it, but like there's like this imposter syndrome starting to form. And it's kind of maybe the basis of where it all comes from.
Yeah, you don't want to let your teacher down. And then on top of that, you want to seem like you're keeping up with everybody in the classroom. So then that anxiety just starts to compound as you get older and you learn more and you move through the school system and the curriculum. Now, Elephant Learning, very impressive. So you have a background in computer programming. You learned the C++ language at the age of 14.
Yeah.
So naturally, you moved into this application development process. So what inspired it? How did you create Elephant Learning? Tell me all about it.
Sure. What we inherited was a program that was funded by the National Science Foundation and partly by the Toyota Foundation. And it had activities for 4 and 5-year-olds. These activities help demonstrate the concepts to the students. So like think about it like teaching the colors. You have to show a student red things, and then they have to infer that red refers to the color. So you show them a red truck, a red ball, a red whatever, and you're labeling it, red truck, red ball, etc. So they learn that red refers to the color. In the same way like we teach the quantities, it's same thing that parents would do. How many fingers am I holding up? Or can you give me 6 things? And then from there, we teach them the operations. And again, they have to kind of live with it. So like, give me 5 things, give me 4 more things. How many do I have now? It's the idea of 5 plus 4. So through these activities, they actually learn the language of mathematics, and then they understand the teacher better in the classroom because they have a experience or a reference point to think back to when they look at the written mathematics.
And so, oftentimes with math, you're just doing it, you're executing it, and that's it. You don't think about the why or whatnot. And so through your program, you're able to kind of appreciate and initiate that conversation as well.
Yeah. So like the real thing that they're getting out of it is this ability to see, when do I use these operations to solve problems? And that's what's most important, because if you've memorized your multiplication tables, but you can't use multiplication to solve a real life problem or a word problem, then multiplication is absolutely useless to you. Even if you're memorizing a mnemonic, right? In real life, when the multiplication problem shows up, you don't have a mnemonic.
Yeah.
So really, we make math useful for the student.
Yeah. So speaking of students, how many students have worked through your program? You've been in business 7 years, so very impressive. Tell me all about it.
So over the last 7 years, we've had over 150,000 students go through our system. We ran a research study on 56,000 students, and what we found was that on average, they learned 1.67 years of math over the course of 13 weeks. They used it just under 40 minutes per week. Our initial study had them learning about 1.5 years of math over the course of 10 weeks, using it just under 30 minutes per week. So those numbers, they basically line up. So we're reproducing the experiment over and over again.
And that's great. And so you mentioned 1.5 years of math, so that just boosts them 1.5 years up into the grade level that they should be, or maybe above if they're doing really well.
Right. Well, we focus on the essential topics. And when you teach it as a language, they're able to pick it up a little bit faster. They might not be able to execute the operations with fluency, is what they call it, like speed, right? But they're able to execute it. So that's, in modern society, that's like better, because you can always pull out a calculator and you could always execute it if you could figure out which are the operations that you need to run. But then ultimately, again, we actually make the math useful to the student because they're able to use it.
So, Dr. Aditya, tell me about the rise of smartphones. People are relying on their smartphones for any kind of answers, so mathematic calculations specifically. I love the idea that you have an app and you're able to teach people. So what are you seeing from a kid's perspective? How many kids, what's the average age? Do you feel like they're learning a little bit better? Tell me more.
Right, so we cover from counting through algebra, and we've had students of almost all ages, because if you're struggling with upper level mathematics, typically there's a misconception in algebra or earlier. The average age might be 7 or 8 years old, but that's because the range is wide. And I think that the most amazing thing is that we have students that come in, they don't like mathematics, they don't like math in the classroom, and then they use our system, and then after being able to understand what's happening in the classroom, now mathematics is engaging to them because they're able to participate in the classroom. The games themselves, again, there are activities that are demonstrating the concepts, like give me 5 things, give me 4 more things, how many do I have now? Or, for multiplication, we have rows or groups of items. So each group has 7, and you can see there's 4 groups. How many things do we have? And there's curtains that ensure that they just can't count them up.
Oh, good.
So
good.
What we do then is that these activities, they're not really hiding the math, but they feel like a puzzle game to the student, and a lot of students start to engage with it.
And it really just increases their confidence in the classroom. I love that.
Yeah, and it builds problem-solving skills, and then also it builds intuition into this idea of induction. So that's the idea that what's true on smaller numbers is also true on larger numbers. So that's what we do, is we go through the operations and we kind of start with small numbers, and we may move them up so that they see it working through small to larger numbers.
Great. So talk to me about parent involvement in elephant learning. Where can they go for more information? How do they get involved in making sure that their kids are really learning and utilizing your tools?
Sure. Yeah. So for the parent, we have these dashboards, and the dashboards tell the parent what the student's working on, where there might be struggles, so if they needed to focus, they could. And also what activities you could be doing outside of the system to reinforce those same ideas. When we determine that they're ready for fluency with addition or multiplication, we might give you card games to play so that you're multiplying and you're building that speed and that memorization. But after they've understood it, so they understand why they're doing it. But basically, to get started, they could just go to elephantlearning.com. You put in your email address, and that's the way to get started. From there, you can download an app onto the tablet of the student. But yeah, everything's available basically through website and through app.
Awesome. Now, I think it's so important, and it's a great way to bond with your child, too. So I love that you have a parent side of it that can really make sure that things are happening.
We have coaching videos that show, like, how could you work with the student. We typically recommend the why method. And we give this out for free, so I've said this on podcasts before, but basically what it is you let the student answer incorrectly, and then you ask them, why do you think that's the right answer? So it's kind of like asking them to show their work. But like for kind of the younger students, the why is around the language. So when the student tells you why, you're going to be able to see what is it that they don't understand and what is the language you need to clarify, or if you just need to give them a hint so that they get that aha moment.
I love that. So talk to me about the results. What results are you seeing?
Yeah, well, on average, again, students are learning years of mathematics over the course of several months, using it just 10 minutes a day, 10 to 20 minutes a day. And I mean, they go into the classroom, they feel more confident, they start to say that I actually do enjoy math class. They start to see the usefulness of math in everyday life. They start talking about it with their parents. So like, yeah.
It's just a great, so 1.5 years, they can increase it in about 12 to 13 weeks.
Yeah.
Their knowledge base is great.
Yeah, again, we focus on the essential topics as a language. The goal was, can I get them to understand the teacher in the classroom so that we could fill that gap? Because what we did see was that over time, the education system in America works for those top 20% income earners. And this makes sense because if you came into the education system able to understand the teacher, then the education system is effective. So then the question is how can we make it effective for everyone?
Yeah, how can you provide supplemental income that's, or not income, but supplemental education that's fun?
Right.
Absolutely.
Supplemental education that could then make it so that when they participate in the classroom, it's useful.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Now, tell us where we can go for more information and find out any other details that we need to know.
Sure. Everything's on our website, elephantlearning.com. If you find us on Facebook, you can DM us. I think Instagram also works. But yeah, like just contact us, email us at support@elephantlearning.com. We're happy to answer any questions, but almost everything's on our website.
Awesome. Well, Dr. Aditya, thank you so much for coming on the show. I love your passion and your knowledge. It's so impressive to see the research that you put into this and just the passion you have to help elevate education and the school system. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Now stay tuned. We have a lot more here on this next episode, so we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
It's the fastest half hour in television. Toyota's Race Week takes you inside the high-speed world of NASCAR. Go behind the scenes for a look into the high adrenaline world of motorsports and hear from your favorite drivers as they discuss the drive to a championship. If you love NASCAR, you won't want to miss Toyota's Race Week.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Opening in time for the new ski season, Max's Bar here at TV8. So grab a seat as friends and neighbors gather to discuss and debate the topics of the day. From best restaurants, best hockey seats, school sports, and just plain old Vail Valley talk. So join us here at Max's Bar this winter.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. There are a lot of great programming out there, a lot of great series going, but there's one in particular with stars. It is a riveting drama set in Cape Cod, Massachusetts, starring Monica Raymond and James Badge Dale. It's called Hightown. I'm here with those two stars right now to talk a little bit about the series, getting ready to head into Series 3. How are you both today?
Hi, we're doing great. How are you?
Hi. This drama is riveting. It's one of those I always talk, if you're going to binge watch something, you get stuck inside this. Monica, tell me a little bit about the drama and your role in this. Obviously, you're a Massachusetts state trooper in this role, and how does the drama that you played in, say, Chicago Fire play in to the role that you play here?
Hightown is this action-packed drama, super intense, really focused on the crime that happens in Cape Cod. I'm playing Jackie Quinones, and I'm kind of obsessed with this murder investigation. There are these murdered sex workers, these missing girls, and my character Jackie, she goes on and off the wagon. She likes to booze and party. Through it all, she's really trying to find redemption for those girls. And, you know, Chicago Fire was such a huge part of my career. It's so much fun. I played a first responder, and being able to play another kind, you know, I'm playing in the cop field here in Hightown, so there's some similarities I was able to transfer over.
Yeah, James, now the cop role then kind of rolls over to you with Ray. Ray, his character evolves through Series 1 through Series 2, and you're always rooting for Ray. You, as someone who's playing Ray, are you rooting for Ray, or are there times when you go, I don't know what to do with Ray?
Yeah, am I rooting for Ray? Ray, you got to have love for your characters. I love Ray. I love how flawed he is. I love how wrong he can be. And you know, in this exploration of the show, we all play these characters that are kind of broken, and we got these bags of broken glass, and we're just carrying them with us, and we're trying to put them back together again. So, you know, through Ray's mistakes, I'm learning how to be a better person.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Now, Monica, I looked at a sneak peek of Series 3, which airs on January 26th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And the opening sneak peek, it's like, great, there's another body on the beach. What's going on? Tell me a little bit about leading into this and what part you had in the character who makes up Jackie Quinones.
Yeah, leading in, you're right. There's like body, we come in on another body on the beach. So right away, like my character Jackie is, you know, nose to the ground, really trying to figure out the end of this crazy investigation. And Jackie is made up of, like Badge was saying, like these are really flawed bags of broken glass. And Jackie's trying her best to do what's best and to help other people, but she ends up also just like hurting herself in the process and getting in her own way. She's trying to, she is an alcoholic. She does rely on booze and partying in order to escape but she's constantly battling that and really trying to find life as a sober person so that she can be a real help for these girls who do need her help.
Yeah, and like I was talking about Ray, you know, everybody's rooting. They go, come on, Jackie, don't do it, don't do it. And they're giving advice, talking to the screen as everything is taking place with the drama. So with the drama, I mean, that's your background. Do you want to stay in drama work, or do you want to try to evolve in another role?
Yeah, I would love to do it all. I love doing drama, like gritty drama is, I love it. I love crime. I love suspense and thriller. It's kind of like what I love to watch as well. But I really love doing comedy. I think, you know, I am a very joyful person, and I like to laugh a lot. And I want to work with friends and be on comedic, joyful light sets. I've had a little bit of experience so far, but I'd really like to do some fun comedy in the future for sure.
Yeah, James, you both have such a wonderful dynamic on the screen. Talk to me about off the screen. How do you guys work off the screen together, and what do you do?
You know,
what
do we do? Life imitates art. Art imitates life. This was our final season, and I can't express how much I love Monica, who's sitting next to me, and this entire cast and crew. We had a special vibe going on, and a real positive vibe, and we treated everybody with respect, and we also took a lot of risks and expanded the work, and what a wonderful 3 years we had together.
Yeah, I think it's exactly that. It just draws the viewers in. They sense that relationship, and you work so well together. Now, James, you had two parents that were on stage. Talk to me a little bit about how you learned and how that impacted you and your career.
You know, it's funny, like watching your parents on stage, I didn't want to be on stage. I wanted to do other things. And, you know, the theater really kind of took me when I was 21, and I became obsessed with it. And it's, I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be able to tell stories and take chances on things that matter to me. And, you know, it's nice to be here.
Well, Monica and James, thank you so much for spending time with us today here on TV8. Congratulations on your success, and I can't wait for Series 3 to roll out this Friday.
Having us.
All right. We'll be back soon with more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi everyone, welcome to Covered Bridge on TV8. I'm Kim Fuller, Editor-in-Chief of Covered Bridge Magazine.
I'm Bobby LaRue, the Director of Partnerships at Covered Bridge Magazine. We have the pleasure today of sitting down with Madeline of Bava Beauty and Wellness in Avon. And we're excited to share her story and her business with all of you.
Yeah, so Madeline, you just opened Bava Beauty and Wellness in Avon. Tell us a little bit about your background in the Valley and your inspiration for opening the business.
Yeah, thanks for having me this morning. I was born and raised in the Vail Valley, so I'm a longtime native, and I saw an opportunity to open a business here, and I just took it. I've been an esthetician massage therapist for about 8 years now, and I was inspired to start a holistic health business because my dad passed away from cancer, and I was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer myself. And I feel really thankful that I get to share that with the community that I grew up in. So I'm super excited to bring Bava to the Valley.
Great.
Now, you recently opened. I remember coming to your grand opening, which was pretty exceptional.
Yeah.
I would say it's a beautiful space if you guys haven't been there yet. But give us a little bit of an idea of what you're offering there and what you're hoping to bring to our community.
Yeah. So besides regular spa services, obviously we want people to just come relax, get a facial, get a massage. But we have an infrared sauna. We offer IV therapy, vitamin injections. It's just, we want whole body holistic health. So we're going to start offering comprehensive wellness testing, as well as, supplements to go along with that. So acupuncture, it's all over the board. We want everybody to come in and experience that whole body holistic health.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of coming in for a spa day, and the first thing that you get to see when you walk into spaces, like Bobby had mentioned, is just the amazing design that you worked with I think a designer on, and also had input that you shared with me. And it's so peaceful. There's definitely a feeling of serenity and space there that you can just relax all day. I particularly love that infrared sauna and being able to connect your own music or your own podcast, whatever it is, through your phone and have a really relaxing experience there. So there's just so many ways to enjoy the space. And you had mentioned that you have events as well, Madeline.
Yeah, we're going to start having, besides our regular hours, we're going to have some fun events on our schedule, mini yoga sessions, group acupuncture, aura photography, winter solstice ceremony, the list goes on. We're going to start having some fun events. We want people to come enjoy that as well. And I think that's a really good offering for the community to, come experience that. So I think it'll be fun. And, I'm excited to have some other faces in Bava as well. Obviously, we've got myself and a team, but we're going to have some fun, pop-ups and guests there as well. So I'm excited for that, and really utilize the space. We've got a nice space, so I'm excited.
Yeah. So number one, where are you located, and then number two, these great events. How do the listeners, the watchers, keep an eye and make sure they can attend these events?
We're located inside the Christie Lodge in Avon. It's next to Subway. We're kind of hidden in there, so we're kind of new, and people sometimes have a little bit of trouble finding us. But you can walk through the Christie Lodge lobby and find us. You can park, in the front and come find us. We're right next to Subway. And they can check our website. We update our website. Our Instagram is also a great place. We're posting, pretty on top of it, updating the website with any offerings, events, as well as the Instagram. So they can, follow us there.
Great.
Yeah.
And that combination of beauty and wellness, what was the inspiration there, and the name Bava, and just creating your business? How did it all come together for you?
Yeah. I think when you look good, feel good, you can do good too. And I think at some point or another, most people have experienced, kind of, whether they know it or not, a feeling of like being unwell, or just like at one point, maybe, you go on this journey of, your health, it can be all over the board. So I really just wanted to combine the aspect of look good, feel good, do good. And I think we really bring that at Bava. And I was inspired by Bava. Bava means a mental state of peace or bliss. And so I think when clients come into Bava, they can really experience that. We want that whole body, mind, body wellness.
Love that. Yeah, so in our current issue of Covered Bridge magazine, this is the abundance issue here for winter and spring, and just love this opening. To step into Bava Beauty and Wellness is to step away from the bustling energy of a busy day. Man, does that resonate? Yeah. Right? To be able to leave the hustle, the bustle behind, and take some time for yourself. Also such a great gift at any time of year to offer to someone, a friend, a family member, to just allow themselves that self-care.
Yeah, we've been kind of coining give the gift of wellness. And that can mean so many different things, but everybody wants to feel well. You can just give them a gift card or enjoy it how you want to enjoy it, whether that's you just want to come relax or you want some self-care, you want to come rejuvenate, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You can come to Bava for that.
It's so great. Once again, Madeline Heathcote with Bava Beauty and Wellness here in Avon. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you everyone for watching Covered Bridge Magazine. This is our newest issue, and this is Covered Bridge on TV8. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you. Enjoy the journey.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah, and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these two luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail, Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno, Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
It is Wednesday, January 24th. I'm Kimberly Perot, and Kevin Shields is here on this glorious day. And boy, today is an interesting one because it is the International Day of Education. What does that mean, you might ask? Well, we'll talk all about it shortly here, but that means we'll be learning from Colorful Cooking with Tracy, how to learn from recipes and all the things that she's doing. Plus, we've got conversation around the flu and respiratory virus season. We are in the thick of it and how to better prepare yourselves and your families against the cold. Plus, Leap Academy and much more. So hour 2 of Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Well, good morning and thank you so much for tuning in. As Kim pointed out, we are going to have a great show for you today. A lot of changes taking place though in that weather. So let's take a look and see what's going on outside. Getting up today, 22 degrees at 8 a.m. A high today of 38 degrees. Going to be nice and warm with a 20% chance of precipitation. So we're going to see that wintry mix with a little maybe rain down low with some of the flurries back up top. Really no snow reported yesterday. So had a few flurries throughout the afternoon, but nothing really significant to report. Looking at Vail by the hour, noon to 4 p.m. is going to be those warmer temperatures as they start to heat up. And then we've got the I-70 corridor. Looks nice and clear in Denver at 52 degrees. Got some Vail snowfall wintry mix happening with 35 degrees. Avon seeing 35 degrees. And Eagle at 38 degrees. So fairly warm temperatures for this time of the year out there. Tonight's going to low down to 16 degrees, 20% chance of snowfall coming in. Winds out of the east, 5 to 10 miles an hour. So light winds as we still have some of those storms out west pushing some rainfall that way. Looking at the 5-day Thursday, 35 degrees, got some rain snow mix. And then Friday, I think we're expecting to see some snowfall roll in. Again, those temperatures still kind of mild. Then it's going to warm up for the weekend. We're going to see Saturday and Sunday. Saturday at 34 degrees, Sunday 42 degrees, Monday getting up way up to 44 degrees. As I stated, nothing reported in snowfall. Beaver Creek has 134 inches for a season total with 43-inch base. They've got 25 lifts open, 157 trails. That's 70% of the terrain open there in Beaver Creek. Vail, kind of the same story. Nothing reported in the last 48 hours. 164-inch season total, 60-inch base depth. 30 lifts are open, 274 trails are open. That's 98% 98% of the terrain open there in Vail, and as we prepare for that 100% party. It may happen on Friday.
Well, let's
We
hope it
just don't
happens
know.
on Friday, 100% party.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're ready for it, but I think we might be.
Well, you know, one of our sponsors that we always talk about, Eyepieces of Vail, their tagline is the art of vision. And with a lot of the changes in the weather out there, whether it's snowfall, it's sunny, then it's cloudy, you have to have versatile eyewear to really get out there and enjoy the most out of that terrain, that 98% of the terrain that's open over in Vail.
That 98%,
Yeah.
and you know, it's really great. They've got a lot of different brands at Eyepieces of Vail, and you know, we highlight some of the good ones, but
Yeah, this is Anon. Anon has a great system, and again, it's funny to talk about goggles. It's a goggle system. There's a lot that go on with this goggle, and with the changes in the weather, with the changes in the vision, it's so easy to check out and take one lens out and put another one in. So it's literally that simple. Now, underneath this piece of technology is the Anon system MFI. Kim?
and that stands for magnetic face integration.
That's right.
Which is really fantastic, but it's also very stylish. And
Very
I love,
stylish.
you know, I hate, especially because we're on the show, I always want to make sure that my face and my skin is clear. So, you know, having something like this is wonderful. And sometimes they're too thick or whatever, but this provides like breathable technology and just
Helps
great.
protect your skin.
It does.
So you don't look like a raccoon.
It's true.
Yeah.
As much as I love the idea of a solid goggle tan, because, you know, I think it's a badge of honor here in the mountain town, but, you know, we're on TV, so we can't have that.
Exactly. And then with this face mask, like Kim pointed out, magnetic face mask integration, you just clip it off, put it in your pocket, ski on, and if the wind picks back up and you need to protect your skin, snap it back on. It's as easy as that.
It's really great. You know, I love the Anon technology, and these are the WM ones,
Yep.
and they've got them in all kinds of colors at Eyepieces of Vail. So it's a great place to be.
We're learning, we're educating. There's a lot going on today's show.
There is International Day of Education, a newly recognized day since 2018, but very exciting stuff. We're going to be learning about cooking. We're going to be learning about Kevin and how to protect yourself from the flu season. So lots happening. We'll be right back after this.
Time to talk about salmon, anti-inflammatory foods. They help your body stay healthy. They fight against disease. Of course, fatty fishes are a perfect anti-inflammatory food, and salmon is one of the healthiest things that you can eat. So we're going to put a little bit of olive oil in our pan. People get nervous about cooking fish, but I'm going to tell you something. It's super easy. The key is buy a good piece of fish and don't overcook it. And season it. Remember, we're talking about zucchini fritters again. We're talking about how you have to season things nicely. Like, look at how much seasoning I'm going to put on this. I'm going to definitely cover it with a lot of salt and pepper. And I'm also going to get like all these little pieces right here. Like, don't forget about that. Whenever I'm grilling steak or something like that, I make sure I get all the edges. The skin is still on it. So what we're going to do right now is put this flesh side down in the pan. Wait. My pan needs to be a little hotter, so I'm just going to make sure my olive oil is all in there. I want to hear a sizzle when I put it in the pan. And look at that, though. That's a nice piece of fish. Now, what they say when you are looking for fish, when you're buying it, you want to find a piece of fish that doesn't smell like fish. So if you walk up and you're like, ew, that stinks, don't buy it. You also want to make sure it has a nice flesh. Like, see how that's really firm? That's what you want. Okay, we've got a little bit of a warmer pan here, so I'm going to put that fish right down like that, skin side up. We will flip it over. It will not take very long. I put a cold piece of fish in a warm pan, so I'm going to turn the pan up just a little tiny bit. We are going to make an orange avocado blueberry salsa to go on top of the salmon. So see how I'm just pulling that off? It could ripen up another day, but we're using it today. So this is how you do it. You cut around the pit, the seed in the middle, and then you cut like this. This is the perfect way to peel an avocado, and this is how you get most of the nutritional value. You peel it like a banana, right? How many times have you tried to scoop it out with a spoon and it just hasn't worked out? This is how you do that. You peel this like a banana, and then we have a nice avocado. So, and look, I like the firmness of this. If I was making avocado toast, I would be disappointed that it was that firm, but since we're putting it in the salsa, I like it. Okay, so we're just cutting those up into nice little pieces, the kind of the same size as the blueberries. So I'm going to get those in my bowl for salsa. The fish is cooking up nicely. I can hear it kind of sizzling, which is what you want. I'm going to put a bunch of just whole blueberries. And like I said, blueberries are so good right now and so good for you. So we're going to put equal amounts of blueberries and avocado in there. I'm going to put a little bit of salt and pepper, you know, because I love my salt and pepper. Got to have it on everything. I really like spice, so we are putting some jalapeno in there. We'll mince this up really small. Depending on how spicy you want it, take the seeds out if you don't want it that spicy. Keep the seeds in if you do want it spicy. A lot of people claim that if you roast your jalapeno first, then it's going to be even more spicy. And you know what? I kind of believe it because I really like to roast those. Okay, that's too much. We're going to do about 1 part. So 2 parts blueberries, 2 parts avocado, 1 part zucchini. And of course, we'll have the real recipe because nobody likes it when I tell them parts. And then we're going to add some orange. Orange and salmon go so nicely together. I'm going to put a little bit of the orange juice right in there because why waste that delicious juice? And then I'm going to segment this orange. So when you segment an orange, you just do like this, get everything out of there. This is a good orange. I'm kind of surprised though because oranges are usually a winter time fruit, but this one is juicy and delicious and smells really good. Okay, and then we're going to segment it like that. So we're going to do that all the way around just to keep the membrane out. This is a delicate way to enjoy an orange. All right, moving on over here. Got to get the orange off my hands. If you're flipping your fish or your steak or anything that you're cooking in your pan or on your grill and it doesn't want to flip, it's like stuck a little, give it another minute. You want all those juices. Oh, this one's ready. See that? There we go. And it's starting to cook. I can see that it's still pretty firm. We're going to cook it skin side down now because that is going to make the skin cook and then it'll easily come off. All right, so we've got some orange in there and some jalapeno, some blueberries, starting to get a little messy over here, some blueberries and some avocado. Now I'm going to put a little mint in there. This is actually the only plant that I grow. All right, so we'll put a little mint in there. We've got a little bit of the juice from the orange in there. And now I'm going to add a little more salt and pepper. I know I added some before, but I'm adding a little more. And then I'm going to add just a tiny bit of rice wine vinegar, just to give it that acidic flavor, taking it off the heat, skin side down. Now that's a sockeye salmon. So there's different kinds of salmon. So you get king salmon, sockeye salmon, coho, and pink. Most of the time we get sockeye. Sockeye is a delicious fish as well, and it's red. It's from the Copper River in Alaska, and that river is like 300 miles long, and these fish have to swim upstream forever. So they're big, they're meaty, they're delicious, and they're really healthy for you, high in omega-3s and good food for anti-inflammatory eating. And then there's coho, and coho you can find as well, and that's kind of like sockeye coho is just a little bit below that, but it's still very delicious. Okay, there we go. We have our salmon. See, this is how I do it. I like just kind of touch it. See how it's firm like that? That means it's nice and done. Sockeye salmon with anti-inflammatory salsa on it. Go out there, cook, eat healthy, and enjoy yourself. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to cook at home? Watch Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller on TV8 Vail. Tracy brings you the best in fresh and healthy foods for the active outdoor lifestyle. Stream online at tv8vail.com or find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on 92.
Think Big features top kid inventors who face off against each other to see who can come up with the most innovative and creative invention. In Think Big, kids acquire and showcase their skills in creativity, science, marketing, design, and don't forget, teamwork. Check your local listings and watch the world's most innovative kids. They create and invent new toys, games, websites, and new modes of transportation. Tune in to Think Big.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, it is the winter season, and you know what that means. It is the height of being sick, including respiratory viruses such as the flu. Joining me today to talk about how you can prevent that is Dr. Mona Amin, talking all about how to keep your surfaces clean and to just live your best life so that you do not miss a day of work or a day of school. Dr. Amin, how are you this morning?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for having me here.
So excellent to have you here. Now, we are in the height of flu season and any other respiratory viruses as well. So how can you help protect yourself and your family against getting these viruses?
You are right that we are in the thick of it, and when life happens, germs happen as well. So it's inevitable that you and your family may get sick from time to time. So as a mother and pediatrician, I very much understand this, and I like to recommend adopting a holistic germ prevention strategy. So this is where we look at reducing our risk of getting illness and also spreading illness. And this is the most effective way to help keep you and your family healthy and reduce the risk of spreading illnesses.
So elaborate a little bit further on that. How can you prevent spreading germs? I know germs live on the surfaces of hard surfaces as well as soft surfaces. So can you share more about that?
Yeah, so following CDC guidance for vaccines like getting the flu shot, which can really help reduce our risk of getting the flu, but also in multiple studies for adults and children, it's shown to actually reduce the risk of serious disease and complications and hospitalizations. So that is one aspect of that holistic strategy. And like you mentioned, going into cleaning and disinfecting and hand washing as well.
So talk to me about disinfecting. So what are some high-touch surfaces that can carry the germs for longer than we expect?
Oh yes, and these are sometimes things people don't even think about, but basically anything you're touching on a regular basis in your home. So high-touch, high-traffic areas include countertops, doorknobs, remote controls, and light switches. And using things like disinfecting solutions, like Clorox disinfecting wipes, which kills 99.9% of germs on hard, non-porous surfaces, can really help. And this is especially important when a virus is actively circulating in the home, so that we can reduce the risk of spreading it to other members of the household.
You know, it's so true. And we touch our cell phones on a regular basis. I carry Clorox wipes with me to go. So whether I'm traveling, I wipe down plane surfaces, light switches, remote controls in hotel rooms, all of that. So talk to me about keeping our hands clean as well.
Yeah, so that proper hand hygiene, which I'm sure we all know about, but became even more popular in the pandemic, but it's important all the time. And that includes washing your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds before eating and hopefully before touching your face, because that's how germs spread. We touch a surface, it may have a germ, we touch our nose, our mouth, or rub our eyes, and that is how germs enter our system. And for your kids, because I'm a mom, I get it, really making this a statement. Hey, it's time to wash our hands versus giving them an option like, do you want to wash your hands? And modeling that by hand washing as well, whether it's with them or them watching you do it, is really important. And have them sing that happy birthday song twice to get that 20 seconds to make it a little more fun and lighthearted so they understand how important this is to reduce the risk of getting germs.
I love that. So do you educate your children to sing the happy birthday song? You know, what are some daily habits that you're implementing in your own home?
I love that. And so, yes, we have a preschooler. So as you can imagine, he brings home a lot of germs. But he has a rule that whenever he comes into the home from playing in the park or from school, before he's able to eat a snack, before he's able to go play, he has to wash his hands. So this means him going on his own, and if he doesn't, we say you have an option. You can go yourself or I will help you to the bathroom. But hand washing is an important part of our home, and I'll be honest, it absolutely really helps because he's not as sick as much as I see his peers because of that hand washing, getting outside, exercise, that prioritizing of sleep. Again, it's risk reduction. Illness happens, but we can do these small things that really can make an impact on our health.
That's exactly right. I love your suggestion of the holistic approach, getting outside, exercise, washing your hands, proper nutrition. Now, Dr. Amin, where can we go for more information to educate on the flu, how to best prevent it, you know, whether you mentioned flu vaccines as well?
Yeah, so for more helpful tips and resources for preventing the spread of germs and helping keep our home safe during this viral season, make sure you visit Clorox.com.
Wonderful. Well, Dr. Amin, thank you so much for your knowledge. I wish you health and happiness this flu season, and I appreciate all that you're doing to make sure that your patients can prevent it and don't become as sick as they can be. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
Now, we have a bit more on this International Day of Education. We will be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome aboard. Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Hi, I'm Ben Belgrad, and I'm the owner of Drinking Vessels here at Bat Country Studios in Minturn. And I've been in the Valley for 7 years. I moved to the Valley because a friend helped me to get my vision off the ground, building my glass studio here, and being so close to snowboarding. So here at the studio, we're acting as a broker for 50 to 100 artists from around the country. We also offer glassblowing classes, and we bring many artists from around the country here to be able to work and create art collaboratively and be so close to skiing and all the activities we have here in the Valley. Here at Drinking Vessels, we specialize in handmade glass drinkware from artists around the country and around the world. Some of these are produced as more of an item you could get in sets and kind of get different color options as time goes on. And some of these are completely one of a kind and really high-end art that's unlike anything people have seen before. While I'm an artist myself here at the studio, I'm representing between 50 and 100 other artists from around the country. And most of these artists are able to spend most of their time working on their art while we help handle their marketing and their sales and the distribution and representation, allowing them more time to focus on their art. That's really my privilege in running this business, is creating that support and providing that platform for this big group of artists that are part of a movement that's very important to me.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, real homeowners tackle really big renos.
Welcome to the ugliest house in the neighborhood.
It's a wild ride from before to after.
If we go to the tile store one more time, only one of us is coming out alive.
Well, I didn't know he was going to do all that.
Between the budget and the timeline, it's makeover madness.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Let's take a look at that local weather. Getting up today, 22 degrees, a high today of 38 degrees. Very warm temperatures out there with a 20% chance of precipitation that's going to bring us a little bit of a wintry mix, maybe some rainfall and sprinkles down below while we see some snowfall up top. Nothing really reported in snowfall over the last few days, so it'll be a nice to get some snowfall up on those mountains. Vail by the hour, 36 degrees at noon, 37 at 4 p.m. as those temperatures start to creep up and get a little warm throughout the day. Denver seeing a nice sunny day, 52 degrees, while over here in Vail, 35 degrees and some wintry mix, 35 in Avon and 38 in Eagle. Now this evening, it's going to cool down to 16 degrees, 20% chance of snowfall with light winds, 5 to 10 miles an hour out of that east as we start to see some of that storm front moving in from the East Coast. Now looking at this 5-day, that's exactly what's taking place. We've got some of that weather coming from the West Coast. So tomorrow we're going to see 35 degrees and some wintry mixed snow showers throughout the day. And then hopefully that heightened 70% chance of precipitation is going to bring some snowfall on Friday to open up for a beautiful weekend. 34 on Saturday, 30 or 42 on Sunday. So some nice days to get out there on the mountain and then warming up to 44 on Monday. So going to see a lot of nice weather out there in the community. Speaking of in the community, we've got our very own Avisha Scarborough that is out there checking out what's going on with her segment. Let's take a look and see what Avisha's into.
It might be chilly outside, but inside here at the Sebastian Hotel is a cozy new bar where you can take a break from the winter chill.
There's a new hot spot in town. The former Frost Bar went from icy to cozy and is relaunched as the Gambit Bar. Located inside the Sebastian Hotel, the new lounge is warm, intimate, and inviting. This is John D'Angelo, the general manager at the Sebastian. When he's not helping out in the bar, you may catch him by the entrance making hot, fresh stroopwafels.
Amazing.
He says the Gambit Bar has been a huge success so far.
I just could not be more happy with the first month of the Gambit Bar. It's it's a chess move, it's a clever risk, it's talking to someone you haven't spoken to before, maybe trying a drink you haven't tried before.
Speaking of drinks you may never have tried before, the Gambit's cocktails are a reflection of the hotel's priceless art collection.
There's a lot of beautiful artwork in the hotel, from Leonora Carrington to Emilio Plasencia Garcia to Alejandro Marti, who was the owner of this hotel, who passed away in July. We named a drink after him, and we named a drink after Leonora Carrington. It's Don Alejandro, which is a Scotch drink, and the Carrington Club, which is a tequila drink. We literally took a picture of their art and printed it on rice paper, and we floated on top of the drink. And it's been a huge seller. Also, our cherry smoked old fashioned was our biggest seller for the first month.
Nightly entertainment, an elevated menu, and as far as the stroopwafels, well, that's up to chance.
You got to catch it. You just got to get lucky.
John says it's just a hobby for him, but given the lines that form when that scent travels through the hotel, he may just make it a regular occurrence. For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough.
Good morning, Vail.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde con una repetición de 7:30 a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tva.com y nuestra página de Facebook TVA Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Hello, everyone. I'm Raisa Pascal. And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do.
So even though you work for some good deals, too good to miss on flash deals now. Check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
Spooky and Scott Show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the Immersion Theater.
Good morning, Vail.
Well, the switch has flipped, the table has turned. I'm sitting here and Kevin is in the hot seat.
Hot seat.
Yesterday, Kevin had the chance to ask me some questions so that our audience can get to know who we are a little bit better. We are always asking our guests to tell us their stories, but now I get to ask Kevin to tell me his. So Kevin, who is Kevin Shields?
Wow.
What a loaded question.
Loaded question. We may have to go to a commercial break.
We don't have time for that. So Kevin.
I don't know. I guess to sum it up, I'm pretty curious, just a curious person by nature. And it's funny that it's like all about learning today because that's kind of the way I've been. I like to do different things and try different things, and variety is the spice of life. So I would say that's kind of what I am.
I think you like the word spice. I've heard you say it several times
Spicy.
today. So Kevin, talk to me a little bit about you and your career. You know, you're here, sitting here on the couch, but you've really done a myriad of things throughout your life. Let's talk a little bit more.
Yeah, I went to school. Originally, I thought, oh my gosh, I want to get into the medical field. I want to do physical therapy, and I worked through high school in the class to go to the hospital and work through different things. But I went to college for engineering at Purdue. And so I went and graduated from Purdue University with engineering degree and immediately got into the hotel business.
Funny how that happens.
Yeah, which I did an internship and I really didn't like the atmosphere that I was in. I had worked my way through college in hotels, and my very first hotel job was at the Hyatt Regency in Indianapolis. And I did room service waiter, and then I did the omelet station out for Sunday brunch. Got to work behind the line, learn a little bit about culinary, and that was kind of my passion. I really found that was a lot of fun.
So I bet you make a killer omelet.
Oh yeah, I do.
You know, we have Kevin in the kitchen all the time, and I'm usually the one coming up with the recipe ideas, but it sounds like you've got to be the next one. We'll have to do it. We will. So let's talk a little bit more. You mentioned your interests, and culinary is one of them, but you've done so many things. You've been a professional athlete. You still dabble in it a bit.
Yeah, still dabble in it. I love bicycles. I've always loved bicycles. Since I was just a little kid, loved bicycles, riding bicycles, racing bicycles. I think my hero growing up was Evel Knievel.
Love that.
Loved Evel Knievel. As a matter of fact, my sister called me yesterday and she found this Evel Knievel suit, and she goes, "I'm going to buy this for you." I said, "Great, I want it." I've still got my Evel Knievel stunt cycle, but I would set up ramps, broken bones, chipped teeth. It's just part of it. The excitement, the adrenaline, the pageantry.
The average life, dealing with a chipped tooth or a broken bone. Everybody does it, right?
But we grew up out in the middle of the country, and so it was a lot of things we did outdoors. So it was like if you wanted to go see a friend, it was a long ride. So you got on your bike and you rode, and that was kind of the thing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So cars, you like things that go fast.
I love cars. I love loud, fast. I love old cars. I got into 55 through 57 Chevy Bel Airs. My grandfather had a 57 Chevy when I was little, and I used to go out in the garage and sit in that big red 57 Chevy and pretend I was driving. When he passed away, I was just pleading to my dad. I was 15 years old. And I go, Dad, I just want that car. And you don't want that. It's a piece of junk. And they sold it. But I still loved a 57 Chevy. So I started when I saved up enough money. I bought my first one. I drag raced it, had a lot of fun, restored it after that, then restored more, got into Camaros and did all that. So I got into, used my engineering degree finally in building automobiles.
That's great.
Yeah.
So that's one of your hobbies, buying and selling and trading. And
flipping cars and having fun.
Flipping cars. I think over the weekend when you and I got out on the slopes, you showed me a new one.
Yeah, I just bought a new one. I bought a 1969 Mustang Mach 1 fastback.
That's
and
great.
It's going to be loud and fast.
So we're going to do
sorry, neighbors.
We're going to do a Fast and the Furious Vail edition.
That's right.
Starring Kevin Shields.
Exactly.
I cannot wait. So you've got a lot of collections of things. Let's talk about music. I feel like you're a big music guy.
I do. I really enjoy music. And when I was a kid, I learned to play saxophone. Loved the saxophone. And still play from now. And that's kind of a release. You get home, it's like, I had a rough day. You just break out the saxophone, play. But I also, when I was in Las Vegas, and before that, I had the opportunity to work with a lot of talented musicians bringing in shows. Everybody from Ann and Nancy Wilson from Heart all the way to Andrea Bocelli, and did a PBS special with Andrea Bocelli. But I've started collecting guitars over the time period, and so I'll get a guitar and have an artist sign it. So I do have Ann and Nancy Wilson from Heart. I've got Hootie and the Blowfish, Christopher Cross, Sammy Hagar, a lot of different guitars I've collected over the years that are hung up at my house.
So I love doing this because you're such an interesting person. You've got such an incredible array of careers and interests. Yeah. So let's talk about this. How did you end up doing and becoming interested in hosting? Well,
it was fun because in the community we interview a lot of people throughout the community, and I did a lot of things in sports and athletics, and so I was on the show a few times being interviewed. And there was one point when the station was going through somewhat of a transition. They go, "We need hosts. Would you be interested?" And I go, "Wow, that'd be a lot of fun." And so Danielle was nice enough to give me the opportunity, and I like to say the rest is history. So I've been doing this part time and enjoying every minute of it since then.
I'd say it's the Kim and Kevin show is always a blast.
It is. And it's so fun meeting people in the community and engaging and learning. I mean, I've learned so much being on this show, interviewing other people. It's just a very enriching experience.
It's true. So you mentioned sports.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Favorite sports?
Oh my gosh. Well, I really enjoy bike racing. I played rugby in college and played semi-pro rugby for a while. Love rugby. It's fast-paced. So I don't know. I like the competitiveness of just about anything.
That's true.
But I like to participate in it. I don't like to sit and watch a lot. I like to play.
So you're more of an active sports guy.
Yes.
Watching you this past weekend, you fly down the mountain. So it sounds like you like adventure and competition. So Kevin, what motivates you?
I don't know. I just think testing boundaries. I've never been someone that operates in a box, and I don't think I could and be happy. I like to test boundaries. I like to step outside of the box, do new things, try to test, how fast can I go, or, how far can I jump, or things like that. It's just a lot of fun.
Do you think that'll ever slow down?
No, I doubt it.
I can definitely tell you from your energy in the mornings, it's never going to happen.
If I'm in a wheelchair, there's going to be a race. So it's going to happen. It has happened, actually. I've been in a wheelchair, so.
That's great. So speaking of races, you're preparing for one.
Yeah, I've got one this weekend. One more year, try to qualify for the USA team. The World Championships are being held in the United States this year. So I'm excited about that. We'll see. I I don't know if I'm ready, but why not? Why not give it a shot?
I like to say you can't strike out until you step up to the plate. Apparently,
right.
that's the wrong way to say that phrase, but it works for me. And, you are an inspiration from that perspective.
Yeah, thanks.
So moving on.
Okay.
Let's talk about the big game. 4 teams left.
Yeah.
What's your prediction?
Oh, my goodness. I've got to take the Ravens. And I think I'm taking the Ravens. They're not a favorite team of mine. I'm a Colts fan. I grew up in Indianapolis, and we saw how they did. But I think the Ravens have a very good, a well-balanced team. I think offensively, defensively, special teams. But at the end of the day, it's just about who's going to bring it.
It's true.
And it could go a lot of different ways right now.
So no prediction for the Chiefs?
Not yet. I like the Chiefs. I like the tenacity. The coaching staff has done an amazing job. You got Patrick Mahomes, Kelsey. I mean, they're the dynamic duo. But again, it's like it's a mindset in who's going to show up, who's mentally going to be prepared. They're physically prepared, but let's see who's got the healthier team and who's headed in the right direction, I think, from a mental standpoint.
Great. Well, rapid fire, 30 seconds.
Oh, my gosh.
We are almost done.
Okay.
Speaking of Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift,
Yes.
in or out or publicity stunt?
I'm not a fan of either one, really, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I think, like Taylor Swift, to be a fan, you got to know the music. I think she's done a lot of amazing things, and people are going to hate me for saying I'm not a fan of Taylor Swift. She's wonderful. She's beautiful. She's talented, but I don't know the music, and it's just not my thing.
Oh, that's fair.
But I think it's a little bit of a publicity stunt.
The Chiefs happen to be 1 of 4, so
yeah.
You never know.
You never know.
Time will tell. That's all I have to say.
Time.
Well, Kevin, it's been fun sitting here on the couch getting to know you.
It has.
You're such an interesting, you're an enigma. And I love, Kevin Shields is the best. So we have a lot of fun here on the set of Good Morning Vail, and we just will continue to have some more fun through the rest of the show. So we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. We have all morning long been enriching, inspiring, learning, and teaching about different things going on in and around our community. Well, our friends over at Leap Academy are doing those very same things. So in the spirit of National Education Day, let's take a look.
Welcome back to the show. We are now joined by Ilana Golan of Leap Academy, a new program helping to help skilled professionals learn new skills, especially in the world of AI. Welcome to the show, Ilana.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Ben. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, it's so great to have you. So tell me a little bit about Leap Academy. What is the program? How does the program work? And how long have you guys been around?
So we've been here a few years, and the interesting thing is that there's a big need to help driven professionals reinvent, leap their careers, and nobody's helping them. The education system is not quite there yet, and there's going to be so many that will need to reskill. So whether it's leap to leadership, whether it's to find jobs, whether it's to jump to entrepreneurship, the regular education system is just not coping with this. And we became kind of that for anybody who is driven and really want to take their career to the next level. And it's just been incredible to see these humans, start from somewhere, either they're underpaid or appreciated or just feeling not the best version of themselves and where they can take themselves. And it's just beautiful.
So does Leap Academy focus predominantly on technology skills, or is it helping in all areas of professional life?
Oh, it's a beautiful question. So we do see a lot more professionals in tech, retail, health, finance, so kind of in these arenas. But it actually touches the soft skills that are not taught anywhere. So the emotional, the executive presence, the speaking, the how do you tell your story, how do you understand what you even want, and then the strategies to build your personal brand and really, land those leaps that you want for yourself, charge your worth, negotiate, things that are just not taught anywhere.
So it's going way beyond than just helping figure out the latest and greatest type of spreadsheet or helping to adjust to the newest technologies in the workplace, but if somebody was looking to move into management and was hoping to try and find, say, a better management style, something that was maybe less abusive than managers they've had in the past and more inspiring, is that something that Leap Academy can help with?
It's exactly that. And you also run into the classic chicken and egg. You never proved yourself, so why would we give you a chance? But then you never get a chance, so how can you prove yourself? And you get into these rhythms, and that's why it's so hard to change functions and industries and responsibilities and leap to bigger leadership roles. And that's why it's so needed in the world today. So we're going to see people reinvent themselves and leap every year too. And nobody's teaching that. You're supposed to kind of go to college, finish your education at whatever, 20 something. And from that point on, most people are just not touching the things that they actually studied. So this is really to accompany driven professionals to leap faster and higher and really fast track to get the best version of themselves. And when they are, society is better, the workplace is better, the world is better. So yeah, it's incredible to see it.
Well, it sounds like a really great opportunity to help learn some of those soft skills that help improve just how we function in the workplace and how we interact with a lot of our coworkers and everything. But it sounds like Leap Academy's got some hard skills there too. And in the world of technology, so much is changing so fast that I would imagine that that's one way that continued learning can be really powerful, is keeping up on that changing technology.
You're absolutely right. And we're actually in front of a big cliff that I think a lot of people want to ignore. We're going to see millions of roles that will be diminished. And if you don't know how to reinvent yourself and leap to new things, you will get, irrelevant really, really quick. And to me, if people ask me, what is the one skill that will not go away? Yes, a lot of it is the emotional connection, but also the ability to reinvent and leap again and again and again. And having a recipe that does that is really, really strong because, again, we're going to need to adapt fast. And the people that will adapt fast will be able to leap, and those that are not will stay behind. And it breaks my heart. So if we can help as many people as possible, that's our aim.
So it sounds like there's a lot of awesome things that Leap Academy offers, but if people were interested in getting involved, in joining or participating, how could they go about doing so? What are the logistics about Leap Academy that we need to know?
I love it. So first of all, just leapacademy.com, reach out. There's free trainings, there are free strategy calls that you can have as a team. So we really want to help no matter what. If we do find you're a fit, we're going to explain exactly what is the strategy to work with us. If we don't, we teach a lot of free things and we give a lot of free elements. There's also a Leap Show, which is a podcast that I really highly recommend to listen to. There's a lot of really inspiring stories. So download it, subscribe it. It's on YouTube and it's on Spotify and all the typical podcast areas. Because again, I want to inspire you. What you don't see, you don't realize. The beautiful thing is we have people that move from $25 an hour to $200,000, a year. So I'm not saying this is for everyone, but I'm just saying these things are real. But if you don't know they exist, you keep thinking that it's not for you. So really just subscribe, come to the website, leapacademy.com, and, enjoy the free things or join us.
Well, I got one more question for you. So in the way that Leap Academy works, is it sort of like almost like a streaming service where once you've signed on, you've got a series of courses that you can kind of peruse at your leisure? Or do people work with your team to come up with a specific curriculum that's identified to them?
No, it's a beautiful question. So it is a combination. So we do have some online stuff. We also have a very, very scripted, engineered process for really driven professionals or teams that want to take themselves to a next level. If we work with individuals, again, the idea is to meet you where you are and reach you higher. And it's not about information, it's about the transformation. So we really want the engineered approach to get the clarity of what you even want to do. How do you tell that story? How do you seriously start, boosting that confidence, moving your network, building that personal brand, and starting to open up to opportunities that you didn't know were existed. So it's a very engineered process together with coaching, together with the network, together with the support. So it's a very, we basically surround you in order to break that pattern of where you've been so that you can get out of the box and into opportunities that you didn't know. So the program itself is very hands-on. But again, there's also online programs and things that you can do on your own. They're free. We like giving. So, I want to give every driven professional the ability to chase their dreams.
Well, it really sounds like that's an opportunity worth checking out. And to have that team there to help support you in your learning and have that little bit of extra accountability too, I've always found to be really helpful when it's just you're out there on your own, just with an entire subject to learn at your leisure. That can be super challenging. Well, is there any last message you want to give us before we take off?
I just want to let everybody know that there's so much more out there for them. And if they just open the eyes, amazing what's possible. And what if, every single person will go chase their dreams. So, thank you so much, Ben. It was such a pleasure. And come to leapacademy.com or the Leap Show. I hope you enjoy it.
Well, Ilana Golan of Leap Academy, thank you so much for joining us. And make sure to go check out leapacademy.com and all of their other fantastic resources. Unfortunately, our tripods are getting a little bit tired, so they got to take a quick break. But after this short message, we'll be right back.
Good morning, Vail.
Show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
Hi, Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now!
Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, The War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
More than ever, kids need information to help them better understand their surroundings and to better protect themselves. Each week, this program works with the various law enforcement agencies across the country and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, spotlighting several missing cases, hoping someone, like you, might have information that will lead to finding these individuals.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to Danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Lots of wonderful things happening out there in the weather as we get through hump day and into the latter part of the week and looking forward to the weekend. Getting up today, 22 degrees, high today of 38 degrees, 20% chance of that wintry mix coming down out there with those temperatures as they are. See a little rainfall, a little snow in the higher elevations, but going to see some precipitation start to move this way. Vail by the hour shows those warmer temperatures between noon and 4 p.m. So if you're out there on the mountain, you're going to have some nice weather. Just layer up so you can take some of those layers off if you start to get a little warm. I-70 corridor, 52 degrees and partly sunny in Denver, 35 in Vail, 35 in Avon, and 38 in Eagle, with a little bit of that precipitation starting to come down here in just a few hours. Tonight, 16 degrees is going to be the low, 20% chance of snow coming in, winds out of the east, 5 to 10 miles per hour, and then this is kind of the story of what we're talking about, a little snowfall coming our way. So as we get into tomorrow, 35 degrees with a little snowfall, 40% chance of precipitation, but that percentage goes up on Friday, 70% chance as we start to see some of those storms moving in from the east to bring us into a nice weekend. Hopefully we get some more snowfall out there, Kim.
Bring on the snow.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that Jody Messina country song, Bring on the Rain, but bring on the snow.
Yeah, I don't know that song.
It's a great song.
You didn't ask me that question.
It's an old one.
Earlier.
I didn't. But you know what? International Day of Education, and we were educated on who Kevin Shields is.
Well, yes, I apologize for that. But no, it was a lot of fun, and we had some great guests on as well. Learned a lot.
We did. We really did. Learned how to cook a delicious salmon recipe, plus how to keep yourself safe from the flu.
Yes.
So much. But Kevin, good luck to you on
Thank you.
qualifying for the race this weekend.
All
and
right.
we'll see you next week. But
See you
it's
next
been
week.
a fun one, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. You're home in the Rockies.